AC Bonifacio was born with a rhythm inside her, something that didn't need to be taught. In a small living room in Vancouver, music from a tiny speaker would fill the air, and the moment she heard it, her little feet began to move. She twirled, stepped, and spun with a joy that seemed too big for her small body. She wasn't even old enough to understand what dancing truly was, yet it came to her as naturally as breathing. Her mother would watch her from the sofa, smiling with quiet pride, knowing that her daughter wasn't just copying movements, she was expressing something from deep within. While other children her age played with dolls or drew pictures, AC found her happiness in motion. She danced in front of mirrors, watching how her body followed music. She danced in school hallways, turning ordinary moments into performances. Even in grocery store aisles or public sidewalks, if she heard a beat, her heart followed it. No one had given her formal lessons, her heart was her first teacher, guiding her with pure instinct and emotion. The family did not have much, but what they lacked in money, they made up for in love. They supported her dream, not with expensive studios or private coaches, but with encouragement, patience, and belief. Even before AC knew the word dream, her family already knew she had one. And they stood behind her, ready to help her chase it, wherever it might lead. The stage lights were bright and overwhelming, but AC stood there with courage far bigger than her age. She was only 12 when she and her dance partner stepped onto the stage of Dance Kids Philippines. The moment felt unreal, thousands of eyes watching, cameras capturing every move, and judges waiting to see if she was just another child, or something extraordinary. Backstage, her hands trembled, not out of fear of losing, but out of the weight of everything she carried in her heart. She wasn't dancing for fame. She was dancing for her family, who had crossed oceans, worked long hours, and sacrificed comfort so she could have a chance to shine. When the music started, something changed. The nervous little girl disappeared, and in her place was a dancer with fire in her soul. Every step was sharp, every turn full of emotion. She danced as if she was telling the world her story without needing a single word. The audience felt it, her passion, her hunger, her joy. People didn't just watch her, they connected with her. With each performance, AC grew not only as a dancer but as a person. She learned discipline, resilience, and the courage to keep going even when tired. She learned that talent can open doors, but heart is what keeps them open. As the competition went on, the country began to recognize her. Her name spread quickly, AC Bonifacio, the girl who danced like she had destiny in her veins. AC's room was small, but to her, it felt like a universe filled with dreams. Posters of BTS covered the walls, faces full of determination and passion. She didn't admire them because they were celebrities. She admired how they fought for their place in the world. They had trained for years, faced criticism, rejection, and exhaustion, yet they kept going. AC saw herself in their journey, even though she was still young. When she watched BTS dance practice videos, she didn't just watch as a fan, she studied. She noticed how they never stopped improving, how every mistake was followed by effort, how every success was built from struggle. So she pushed herself too. When other kids went out to play, AC stayed in the studio. She practiced until her legs ached, until sweat soaked through her clothes. Sometimes she cried in silence when a move didn't look right or when her body felt too tired to continue. But she never stopped. She believed that dreams were not gifts, they were earned. There were moments when people told her she was reaching too high. "How can a girl like you ever reach people like them?" they would say. But AC didn't argue. She didn't need to. Instead, she let her actions speak. She woke up early. She trained harder. She believed deeper. Her heart whispered to her every day, "Keep going, keep learning, keep dancing." Because somewhere deep inside, she knew that someday, somehow, her dream would find its way to her. The studio in Seoul was bright and quiet, but AC's heart was loud in her chest. She stood outside the door, holding her breath, knowing that on the other side were the very people who had inspired her for years. When the door opened, she stepped inside slowly, her eyes widening as she saw BTS practicing. They were real, not posters, not screens, not distant stars, real people, tired but focused, just like she had imagined. For a moment, her eyes filled with tears, but she blinked them away. This was not the time to cry. This was the time to prove she belonged. One of the instructors called her name, and she took her place in front of the mirror. The music started. Her body moved before her mind could even think. Every step she had practiced, every hour she had spent training, every sacrifice she had made, everything was leading to this moment. The room disappeared. There was only rhythm, breath, and movement. When she glanced to the side, she realized she was dancing not behind them, not below them, but alongside them. When the music ended, there was silence, not the silence of doubt, but the silence of respect. BTS smiled at her, not as fans smile at an idol, but as fellow dancers acknowledging another artist. It was in that moment AC understood something powerful: dreams are not miracles. They are the result of persistence, faith, and courage. What once felt unreachable was now happening right in front of her, because she never stopped believing. Today, AC stands not just as a performer, but as a symbol of what passion and perseverance can create. Her journey from a small living room to global stages has shaped her into someone who carries both humility and strength. When she performs now, there is maturity in her movements, a story in every gesture. Children watch her with the same awe that she once felt watching her idols, and she recognizes that look, hope mixed with longing. She knows what it means to dream quietly, to work silently, to believe fiercely. AC uses her platform to inspire young dancers, teaching them not just steps, but discipline, confidence, and respect for the craft. She reminds them that dance is not just performance, it is emotion, memory, and identity. She tells them that success isn't about how loud the applause is, but how deeply you connect with your purpose. Her workshops and online videos have reached millions, yet she continues to speak with kindness and warmth, never forgetting where she began. She carries her family's sacrifices in her heart, her childhood dreams in her spirit, and her hard-earned lessons in every performance. When people ask how she achieved so much, she never says it was luck. She says it was love, love for dance, love from family, and love for the journey itself. AC Bonifacio became the girl who danced with her dreams. And now, she helps others believe that their dreams, too, can come true, if they are willing to keep going, no matter how difficult the path becomes.